Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here at Metro East Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. And don't forget, the Community Hotline has a Facebook page, so be sure to go there and like us. Now I'd like to welcome to our show tonight Regina Blake and Rick Catron, who are both from the East County Windwalkers.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you,
to have
Monica.
you. You're
it's
welcome.
Good to be back.
You were here once before, and it was great to have you, and I'm delighted you're back. You are a walking group in East County.
Yes.
And windwalkers because of the wind in East County.
It does get windy here in
It
East
does
County.
get windy here, yes it does. Now, when you were on the show before, we talked, it was before Mother's Day, I believe, and you had the Mother's Day walk. How did that go?
It was a very successful walk.
Was it?
It was a
Good.
very rainy Sunday on
Yes,
Mother's Day,
yes,
as you may
it was.
recall.
It was beautiful the day before.
Of course.
And then Mother's Day, it was rainy. I
But
remember.
we don't have any control on the weather,
No,
and we
no.
still had about 100 people show up for the
Really?
walk.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and where did you go on that walk? I can't remember.
Well,
what
it started
the
at
route
Linneman
was.
Station.
Right, the
And
Linneman Station that you
I
brought
was
to
the
the
project
area.
manager on that for the
Yes, I
city of
remember that.
Gresham a few years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And we took our walkers over the new pedestrian bridge over Powell,
Oh, yeah.
up onto First Hill, and the long 10K route went through downtown and into the Buttes.
Nice.
The shorter 5K route looped back and came along Powell, and went along the historic cemetery, and then back over the bridge.
Wonderful. And so, did you participate in that one? Or did you have the
did.
day off on that one?
No. I don't get days off. I worked at the start.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But I did the workers' walks. I did the 5K walks. I knew where it went.
Good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. 100 people is really a great turnout, I think.
It was, and we got very good reviews on the walk.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
People loved the 10K route, going up in all the buttes, because they were able to see areas of Gresham that they didn't even know existed.
I'm sure that's true. I'd love to do that sometime. So, do you think you got a lot of people that had never participated before in the walks?
We always get a few.
Yeah, word of mouth, and people
Word
hear
of
about
mouth.
maybe they hear from this show. I don't know, but I'm hoping you get some new people. That's always good.
Oh, we hope so too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have a couple new walks coming up that sound really interesting, and the one that's coming up first is this Saturday, right? The July 16th.
That's right.
July 16th.
Now, I know we've had on this show several times the Gresham Art Walk Committee, and they have the Gresham Art Walk, which is a huge thing in Gresham, and it attracts hundreds of vendors, artists and artisans. But your walk is the Gresham Art Walk. It's the Gresham Arts Walk.
Well, yes.
So this is Gresham Art Walk. Yours is the Gresham Arts Walk.
Yes.
What is this? What's the difference here?
Well, what we did was we wanted to do a walk that would bring people to Gresham, take them through the art walk,
Okay.
and take them through the farmers market, and then other areas to see Gresham. So we did this a couple of years ago, and we did it last year. And we work, I kind of keep Judy Hahn abreast of what our walk is, but we don't work together.
Okay.
And so, but when we've had the walk in the past, people have come out and they have enjoyed it because they have seen artisans that they haven't seen before, or they've gone to other art walks, but they find that the artisans in Gresham have a higher quality of goods. The prices are good,
Yes.
and so they've come back and come back and do our walk.
So people could actually go on your walk, and afterwards come back and visit the Gresham Art Walk.
Actually,
more, right?
the walk goes through the art walk.
It goes through it, but I mean,
But,
how long
yeah.
will your walk last? How long is?
Well, people can start. We're starting a little bit later this year because another club is having a walk too. So
Okay.
we're starting a little bit later this year. So people can start our walk anywhere between 11 in the morning to 1:30 in the afternoon, and they have to be done by 5.
Okay.
And the
that's when
Gresham
art
Art
walk
Walks ends at 5.
Right.
So we've had people walk through the art walk, come back and finish, and then go back and spend more time.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Or
that's
they'll
what I was
spend all
getting
their
at.
time and then come back at the end of the day exhausted, which is fun.
I'm sure
is
it's a
fun.
good exhaustion.
Yes.
So tell me about the route then.
Well, the 10K route is going to go through the downtown Gresham area. Then we're going to go along Powell over to Eastman Parkway and up First Avenue.
Okay.
And kind of, as you're going up that little hill, kind of be in the shady area of the neighborhood.
Right.
And then we'll go back down Powell, past the old cemetery, across the Gresham Fairview Trail Bridge.
Right.
So if people didn't do that on Mother's Day walk,
They have their
they'll get to
opportunity
see it.
now.
Then we'll come back up the Springwater Trail, and then back onto Powell and past the Heroes Memorial,
Oh, okay.
and then down on Hood, past the Art Plaza,
Nice, nice.
and then back
so they
down.
can see the memorial if
Yes.
people haven't seen that, which is lovely,
Right.
and the plaza.
Plaza, and then they'll go back down Third, and then back down Main through the
To the art walk.
Art Walk.
How much time do you actually spend in the art walk, do you think?
No, people can take as long as they want.
As long as they
to.
want. So they can
Yeah.
just linger there and
Yes.
check out things and
Yes.
then head back.
The nice
You've
thing
got it mapped out for them.
We have a map down.
The nice thing about Volts Walking, it's not a race.
Yeah.
Take
Right.
your time, you enjoy, and you can see as much as you're interested in seeing.
So that's a great idea.
So that's why we
That's a
have
good idea.
staggered start times, but one end time. So
Okay.
people who start at 11, they might not get back until 5. They'll stop and eat.
Depending if they're, if they want to, eat, sit down and listen to some
Yeah.
music because they have music playing there.
Shop.
Do you have kids go very often on the Volks walks?
We love kids to come on Volks
Yeah.
Walks. Volks Walking is a family thing. So we encourage people to bring their children, strollers,
Grandchildren.
grandchildren. The only thing we're saying to people is don't bring your dogs on this walk.
Okay.
And-
Well, yeah.
Part of that is that there's so many dogs that are probably out with other people in the art walk, and we just don't want other dogs from our walkers to be there.
Yeah.
You just don't know how well dogs get along.
No, and there's a lot of people at the art
Yeah,
walk.
yeah,
There will
There's
be.
a lot of people, yeah. And it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yes.
It's supposed to be really nice
Yeah.
this weekend. So
We're looking forward to the good
yeah,
weather.
Yeah. So are you both going to walk on it? You going to go to it? Do you
I
think?
will
No.
be what's called marking trail. So I will be marking trail at 7 a.m.
Oh, lovely.
And being one of the trail masters, I will be at the start point.
Okay, so you'll
Or-
be, yeah.
You know, if some arrows or something come down and need to be put up, I'll be troubleshooting stuff.
Good.
Hopefully there won't be that much trouble.
Yeah, hopefully not. Well, Metro East has a table at the art walk this year,
Okay.
and I'll be there. And I'll be going out and snapping some pictures of people and putting them on our Facebook page. So maybe I'll see
good.
some of
That'd be
your
great.
Volks walkers there. Yeah, that'll
Good.
be fun. So that sounds like a great idea. I really like that idea. I like the fact that you're tying in with something that's actually going on in the community already and pulling that together. You have another event, which is a little further out.
Yes.
And that's in Estacada.
Yes.
Okay, now I have a lot of questions about this, you two.
Okay.
Okay, discover the murals and geocaches in beautiful Estacada.
That's the name of our walk.
Okay, I know what a mural is, and I think we have a picture of the mural of one of the murals that
Okay.
we can put up on the screen here. So while they're pulling that up there are about how many murals?
There are about 15 or 16 murals.
And in Estacada
In
itself.
Estacada, and all on the sides of the building are the businesses.
Are these all different artists?
There is a group called the Artback Artists Corporation. It's a group of artists that they formed in 1992, and we're not doing it on their weekend, but every year, the fourth weekend in July, the Artback artists will go and paint a mural on one of the
really?
buildings.
So they've been doing this every year
They've been doing it for quite a number
for
of years.
15 years probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so there is a website. Can I tell people about that?
Sure, absolutely.
It's called www.estacadaarts.org. And if people go to that website and click on the Artback murals, they can bring up all the murals and see them in color.
Nice. Well, you showed me
beautiful.
a brochure of all the murals, and they were just gorgeous.
Yes.
I mean, there were some really, really pretty ones. That's very fun.
So
So you'll check out all the murals, all of
Yes.
them? Will you go
Yes.
by all of them in this
on
walk?
the 10K walk, we'll hit every mural.
Okay.
On the 6K walk, we'll hit all but 2 of them.
Oh, wow.
Because the
that's pretty
6K walk stays downtown.
darn. Okay, so most of them are downtown
Yes,
Estacada.
yes, most of them
I haven't been to
downtown.
Estacada in ages. I bet I would see a lot of changes there.
If you come into Estacada from Sandy,
Mm-hmm.
as you're coming into Estacada, you'll see from the freeway on the Les Schwab building a big mural.
Oh, fun.
And then they have a park called Wade Park where we'll have our checkpoint that has a mural of birds.
Mm-hmm.
And that particular mural was on another building, and it was one of the few murals that was built so it could be removed.
Oh,
and there was
really?
a fire at this particular building, so the firemen were able to save the mural. And now
Really?
they have it hanging up at Wade Park in Estacada.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to hit all of the murals.
Cool. Okay, so you're going to hit all the murals. You're also going to see the geocaches.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to look this up, and I didn't have time, but I don't know if I'm behind the times or what, but I have no clue what a geocache is. So Maybe you can enlighten me.
Well, I'm learning.
Okay.
What a geocaching is kind of like a treasure hunt. So people will put a box, hide a box, and they will put some things in the box, and then they'll go to a website and put the GPS coordinates.
Like you would have on your car, a GPS,
Yeah,
or on your
handheld
phone.
GPS.
Yeah, okay.
And then what people will do is they'll go on the website, find these coordinates, and then go find these geocache stashes.
Geocache stashes.
Yes, and then they'll open the
That sounds like
box
fun.
and they'll either take something out and replace it with something, or they'll sign a log saying they've been there.
What kind of things are in these boxes?
Well, there could be stamps, or they could be, I don't know, kind of
Little
different things.
trinkets.
Little trinkets, a
Something
little statue
small.
of something.
Yeah.
It's never anything of
Cracker
any
Jack's ring.
real value. Exactly. They're like
Well-
Cracker Jack prizes.
Yeah.
It could be just the logbook itself. It could be puzzle caches. They have all different things.
Okay, you
So
just kind
I'm
of use your
into it,
imagination
yeah.
as to what you want to put in it.
Yes.
My brother-in-law's really into geocaching.
Really?
Yeah. So these are
Is that
the-
where you kind of found out about it? Was
I helped out on a geocache a couple years ago.
Was it fun?
It was fun.
I think it sounds like a blast.
Well, and sometimes you'll find one of the things, what we're trying to do with Volkswalking is to combine some other walking activities to maybe get other people out to walk. So we decided to try to do geocaching with the walking. So the geocachers will come out to a walk. They can go find the geocaches. And because there'll be
Great.
quite a few of them along our route.
So is geocaching a big deal? I mean, is there
Yes.
like a big following for that?
There's
all
a
over
huge
the-
following.
No, you said your brother does this?
My brother-in-law does it.
Brother-in-law does this.
Yeah.
So how many people do this? I mean, is this something that's like worldwide or just
Yes,
now?
no.
It's worldwide?
It's worldwide.
Where
But-
have I been?
but-
I've never heard
well,
of it.
You know, I've heard about it through his brother-in-law and another friend of mine. But then what I found when I was talking to the people in Estacada about the mural walk, the very first geocache stashed was in Beaver Creek.
Oh, it's just right
There.
down the road a piece.
Yeah, so it's like part of Estacada.
Yeah.
And this guy named Dave Ulmer, when they decided to do GPS systems in 2000, they were saying, well, I don't understand it completely, but from what I was able to gather, is that when GPS systems went national, he wanted to see if a GPS would really work.
Okay.
So he did this coordinate, he hid this stash, then he went on the website and said, this is where I hid this is the coordinates that you could
See if
use
you can find
to
it.
see if you could find it.
And
about 3 days later, 3 people found it using their GPS system.
thus the geocaching was
Yes,
born.
Yes.
Interesting.
And so now there is a plaque, I think, close to where the original
The
geostash
original,
was found.
forever marked
Yeah,
for history.
yes.
So if people go on this walk, on the geocache walk, does everybody bring something to put into it, or
That I don't know.
Okay, well,
That I don't know. I understand that there are logbooks that they can sign.
they can sign it saying I
Yeah.
was here, I
And
made it here.
And you might find something, you might not. Because when we went to his brother-in-law, we looked and looked and
We
looked.
could not find
and
it.
we
You couldn't find
it.
the
Could not
geocache.
find
Ah.
it. And he's very tech savvy.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
So
wow.
we'll see.
Yeah, well, that
that's-
sounds like fun.
That is our walk, by the way, on Saturday, September 10th.
Yeah.
if
That
we
was my
didn't
next
give the
question.
date.
So Saturday, September 10th, and it starts at
The
Timber Park in Estacada.
Estacada, yes.
And that's pretty easy to find. That's
Yes, it's right on the
It's right
highway.
downtown.
Yeah. And what time?
Well, that walk will start at 9 o'clock. So
Okay.
people can start anywhere between 9 and 1,
Okay.
and they have to be done by 4.
Okay. That's great. So
So-
you have one that starts at 11 to 5 for the Gresham Arts Walk.
Yes.
And then 9 to 4 for the Estacada.
Yes.
Discover the murals and geocaches in beautiful Estacada Walk. That's a mouthful.
And we're trying to get people to Estacada because another thing is Estacada is like the gateway to that area. And they would like to have people come out from Portland and other areas and think of Estacada as a place to do a vacation.
Estacada is gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous, and that whole area. When I was a kid and growing up, well, as an adult too, we used to camp out in that area, in Estacada and beyond, all the time. I mean, along the
very
Clackamas
pretty.
River, and it's just absolutely beautiful out there. But Yeah, I think there's a lot of people don't even know what that
Yeah,
whole area
it isn't
is
that
like.
far out,
No.
yet
It's
it's
not that
far
far
enough
out
away
either.
you feel like you're in a totally different
You
place.
feel like you're in a totally different area, but you're actually very close to home. You know, if there was an emergency, it'd be really easy to get back
It is,
home. You
it
know,
is.
it's
Technically, it's only about 35 miles
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Portland, but it seems like a long way. But
yeah,
it's not.
because you feel like you're out in the
Yeah,
country in the middle
right.
of nowhere. Yeah. Wonderful. So, anything else? What else do we need to know about folks walking in this in
Well,
the
we're
Windwalkers?
trying to do some more things. We're really advocates for walking.
And you've been doing this, and how long has this been going on? It's like 30 years or something.
Ghost
Incredible.
walking?
Yes.
Yeah, it's for a long time.
Yeah.
It started in Germany, and a U.S. serviceman brought it here to the States. It was the late 60s or early 70s. So that's where it started here. But we like to do walks that aren't necessarily Volks walks. I mean, we are AVA, the American Volks Sporting
What makes
Association.
it a Volks walk? There's certain
Technically,
criteria.
it's 5K or 10K.
Okay.
But some clubs will have shorter walks. And so we're going to start some shorter walks to encourage people to come out and go for a walk. This is summer.
Yes,
One of
it's
the
the
best-
perfect time.
One of the best times to take a walk is in the evening.
And you know, it may seem very obvious, but Rick, list for me what are the advantages of going on a walk, real quick, before we run out of time.
Oh my gosh.
Good health.
Good health, you feel better, you can socialize, you see things at a more intense level than you would driving.
Right.
And
The
you get to
camaraderie.
places you wouldn't get to.
Wonderful.
So it's a lot of fun.
We're out of time. We've filled it up. I'm sorry to cut you off
Well,
there.
thank you.
Thank you, Regina.
Thank
you,
you.
Rick, for being on here. It's been great. And if you're interested in finding out more information about East County Windwalkers, don't forget to go to our website. We'll have the information on we'll have it on our screen here. You can go check it out on our Facebook page, where we will be showing this episode of Community Hotline. And don't forget to check us out on Community Hotline's Facebook page, our blog, and the Metro East website. And we're so happy to have you on here. I hope everybody shows up for the walks and really enjoys them. So this has been your episode of Community Hotline for today. And my name is Monica Weisel. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night.